Mayweather Promotions CEO Leonard ELLERBE says that Canelo Alvarez numbers were 300,000 for the face of boxing. The East Coast ain't got love for Canelo Alvarez and Dmitry Bivol. Let it be known then. That's what I'm gonna talk about in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. You dig? So Leonard ELLERBE says he got intel. You know what? Instead of me trying to run intel, roll the clip.
Canelo as a prime example. Here it is, he's the #1 pound for pound guy, the biggest attraction in the sport, and he just did fucking 300,000 buys. Forget what that clown's saying. They did. I know what the number was. You know what I mean? It's like, so at a little over 300,000. A little over 300. The satellite and the cable combined itself, which traditionally has been the two biggest pieces of what you do, how you determine, was about 125,000.
Which you know, and I guess.
And trust and believe this, we already know how the loudmouth is. If they would fucking did 600,000 is a fucking tremendous number. If they did 600,000, he'd have been screaming and yelling that last week.
Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxing Ego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a Super Thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super Thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super Thanks.
We did a good job with it. The technology sucked. We did not do good with signups. I don't know why, like awful. I don't know if it's because the numbers were shockingly low. I'm not gonna say what they are, but they're shockingly low. And I have no idea why.
Leonard makes a strong point. He says that if the number was truly 600,000 or better, then Eddie Hearn would have been bragging, because in this market, today's society, with all that's going on and streaming, that those numbers would have been excellent numbers that were brag-worthy, that you would have made profit, or you had a better chance of making profit. Those are respectable numbers. But as predicted, the great Ego Stradamus strikes again. Dazn fails to release any of the numbers. They don't want people to know the numbers so you can see how much money they are hemorrhaging. They took a bath on Canelo versus Bivol. Anybody with any iota of business acumen would know that. I mean, the whole Canelo-Dazn partnership is really destitute to fail. They don't promote the same as like Showtime and PBC and Fox. You're trapped on the app. The undercard was bogus, and it's not the same as premium networks, even HBO and Showtime, because at least they've been around and they're a staple. There's no one who has cable and knows what a TV is that has never heard of Showtime or HBO. They've been around, right? HBO got out of the boxing business, I get it. So now it's Showtime. But Showtime had guys like Floyd Mayweather on their network, guys like Manny Pacquiao on their network. Even before that, they had fighters like Mike Tyson scoring knockouts on Showtime. Manny Pacquiao, if I'm not mistaken, fought Shane Mosley on Showtime, and that was one of the older fights. So you guys see, they've been in the business. Dazn is owned by Len Blavnik, who's a Russian oligarchy, and it's just not the same. It's not the same experience. The commentary is not the same. The production value, I think they still stream in 720p. How are you charging a premium price and you're streaming in 2022 is in 720p? Me personally, I told you the live commentary on Dazn, I am not a fan of. Like, I don't even know what they be talking about some of the times. They be having side conversations. It has nothing to do with the fights. It's all over the place. So the Canelo versus Bivol fight was not promoted well. There was no shoulder programming prior to the week of the fight. In the words of Rocky Balboa's wife, you can't win. You can't win like that in America. Then you have a loudmouth, motormouth Eddie Hearns, who came out to America and basically threatened Showtime boxing and told the boxing fans all these promises. $1 billion war chest, mate. We got all this money and money on top of money and racks on racks and these types of things. And they never really made good on any of their promises. Like, we just watched Jermell Charlo versus Castano Part 2. Name a men's fight. You know, because I know some people will draw for Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. That was a good fight, right? Undercard, not so much. But the main event, that delivered. But name a men's fight, because there are more eyes on men's boxing than female boxing. That's just a fact. And name a men's fight that's comparable to the fight of the years that you're getting with, you got Sebastian Fundora versus Erickson Lubin, Jermell Charlo versus Brian Castano. And then you look at that and you be hard pressed to find meaningful fights as meaningful as Charlo versus Castano that had back and forth action. Like, and that you think were financially did numbers. Like the Charlo fight versus Castano in America did 800,000 plus peak viewership. That's great. People will bring up like Mick Connellan and Leigh Wood. How many people watched that at 2 p.m. in America, where Eddie Hearns said he was going to take over, right? So fast forward to Canelo versus Bivol, you see these Canelo numbers, and these are numbers he did on Showtime in 2014 when he's fighting like Erislandy Lara after fighting and losing to Floyd Mayweather. These are numbers that Canelo produced versus Alfredo Angulo way back when. And Canelo, every time he fights it's no mystery, people. People want to play dumb. I'm the realest in the game. Let's go. It's no mystery. How is it that Canelo Alvarez, when he fought on Showtime, one time in recent memory, teamed up with Al Heyman, Black Advisor, Steven Espinosa, Mexican-American, head of Showtime. He teamed up with this powerhouse, with this giant owned by CBS, and he did the best numbers he's done since HBO or Showtime days previously. Every time he goes on DAZN, they hide his numbers. So why didn't Showtime? Of course, Showtime's going to brag about the Canelo versus Caleb Plant. They gave you a fun fight. They gave you an exciting build-up and lead-up to the fight. They gave you all access and shoulder programming. So when the fight delivered over $18 million, 18 million at the live gate, and over 800,000 views for the pay-per-view on Showtime, that's a commercial success. Now you can justify the heavy purses. DAZN is like they have Stevie Wonder as their CPA or the financial advisor, and he's not even looking at the records. They thought Canelo would survive off of the Latino angle. Like, oh, he's a fighter from Mexico. He fought Floyd. He built a name. La Raza is going to come out and buy no matter what we give him. But that's not the truth. There's a lot of boxing fans from all walks of life, and they just want to see good fights. You know, people thought that, oh, Canelo, La Raza is going to come out and just fight him, watch him fight random Russians and Eastern European people that people weren't really checking for. But guess what? If Canelo would have listened to your boy Ego and fought David Benavidez, we have no doubts, like Gwen Stefani, no doubts that fight would have sold. It would have had no problem selling. You could have put it anywhere, Texas, Arizona, Vegas, New York, it would sell, right? You would have had him versus Jermell Charlo, it would have sold. DAZN, you know, is their money to lose, but there's no way Lynn Blavnik can be happy with this success. You got pitched Canelo, you gave Eddie Hearn and, you know, Joe Markowski and John Skipper at a time the keys to the muscle car, the key to the Ferrari, to the Lamborghini, and they wrecked it. $1 billion losses, Canelo's being overpaid and his events aren't doing, like, people are saying, oh, but Errol Spence did the same numbers. Yeah, but here's a big difference when we're talking about business. Even if Errol Spence did similar numbers with Ugas, guess what? Errol Spence nor Ugas are getting the 50 million, 53 million reported that Canelo's getting for the fight. So you can't justify it. Point blank, period. It's not just about doing the viewership, it's how much you have to distribute and what you have to shell out to make this happen. To get Canelo on your network, you're gonna have to pay a pretty penny at the moment. Him coming off a loss, we'll see, maybe that went down a little bit. But at the time, so it just doesn't make sense. Bivol's getting paid $5, $6, $7 million. Kovalev got 12 million. Danny Jacobs got 12 million. You're having Canelo events only that are upwards of $50 million to push the event out, and it's not doing no numbers. Trash. Let me know how I did in this video. Subscribe. Also consider super thanks. You've seen the promo at the beginning. Multiple ways to help the channel and help the channel succeed and continue to grow so I could push out more and more content to the good people of boxing. Drop your thoughts in the comment section, and I'm out. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.